Hey guys, welcome. Today we'll be talking about how to build a text classifier without training data. So here we have our text corpus, if you can see here. So within this CNN story file, we have .story files, you can see here. And within these .story files, we have our sentences. So our task here is to figure out how to read these sentences and how to proceed further. We have some problem statement here. First one is pick up sentences from the news corpus which should be related to the given 6 different sentences below. So we have 6 labels and their definitions. And then we have 2 examples per label. You can see here. So here our task is like to read this data set and then create labels for each and every sentences here according to the definitions and example given in the problem statement. So basically we are doing this. From .story files, we are reading all the .story files here, and then we are creating our data set with attaching label for each and every sentences. So after that, once you create the data set, your job is to combine the sentences of 3 each into a single sentence along with the 3 labels. So after creating this data set, we are creating this new data set. You can see we are combining 3 sentences with their labels. So this sentence is created by combining 3 sentences and we have combined all these 3 labels. So for this sentence we have 3 labels here. So before this was our data set and after conversion this is our final data set. Then you need to build a multi-target classifier and do the prediction. So this is our project. So first we are importing all required libraries here. After that here we are unzipping the file, that is cnn_stories.tgs, and then we are reading all the .story files and we are creating directories for all the .story files here. After that, this function, it will go through all the .story files and it will create our dataset. So this is our dataset now, but we need to create labels for each and every sentences here. So also guys, here if you go to the data, you can see many sentences. These sentences have like only @highlight. So we need to remove that because it doesn't add any value. It doesn't make any sense to give @highlight value here. So that's what we are doing here. You can see after creating the data set, we are removing all the sentences which has @highlight in it. So to put labels for like each and every sentences, we have some ideas. First one is to do crowdsourcing, second one is to do the manual labeling, and third one is to do cosine similarity. So crowdsourcing we can do here because like this is a public data set, and we can give this project to someone else or some other team to do the labeling for us. But think of like you are in an organization and you got this data set to do the classification task. You cannot share your data with others because you will be breaching the confidentiality there. So that's why crowdsourcing will not be a good idea here. And manual labeling, the second one is manual labeling. We can do manual labeling, but there are 230,453 sentences. So manual labeling will take a lot of time. And third one is cosine similarity. You must be thinking why we are using cosine similarity here. According to distributional hypothesis, terms which appear in similar context are similar to each other, and by cosine similarity we are measuring the similarity between 2 sentences. For example, let's take this sentence, this first sentence, and we need to find out the label for this sentence. So let's say a vector represent the embedding for this sentence, and b vector represent the embeddings for these sentences. Like for each label, let's take one sentence, the embedding for one sentence that will represent B. So we'll find cosine similarity between our sentence, that is this one, and the sentences from each and every label, and then we'll select the label which has maximum cosine similarity with our sentence, and then we'll put that label as the label for this sentence. So if you want to know more about cosine similarity, you can see here like if the angle between 2 vector is smaller, the cosine value will be greater, that is the cosine similarity value, and if the angle between 2 vector is bigger, then the cosine similarity value will be smaller. That's why we are using cosine similarity here. So to create the word embeddings, the embeddings for sentences, we have many techniques, that is count vectorizer, TF-IDF, Word2Vec, GloF, Elmo, but we know like BERT outperform all other techniques. It gives best embedding. So here we are using BERT. For that we need to install transformer libraries because it is easy to work with BERT here. So after installing that, here we are getting our BERT model and then the tokenizer for that model. Here we are loading that. Then after that, here we are just taking one example. If you take the example that is Riverbank here, and if you use the BERT tokenizer, it will add CLS token, SCP token, you can see here, and it will create tokens like this for these 4 words here. So earlier we have only 2 words. After using the BERT tokenizer, we have 4 tokens here, you can see. Then when you create BERT embedding, you can see, and it will create embeddings like this. So guys, here like we are taking 0 here because if you go to the documentation of BERT in transformer models, you can see it will give output like last hidden state, puller output, hidden state, and attention. But we need only last hidden state here. That's why we are taking 0. So it will create embeddings like this, and if you closely see, this is the embedding. So this is the embedding for CLS token, and this is for river, and this is for bank, and this is for SCP. So for our one sentence, that is river bank, we have an embedding of the set 1 into 4 into 768. You can see 1 is like one sentence, 4 is 4 number of tokens, and 768 these are the hidden state. So here the idea is, if we take like average value across the tokens, you can see for all 768 dimensions, you can see we can convert this dimensionality, that 1 into 4 into 768, into 1 into 768. So if you take, let's say, 2000 sentences, you can represent these 2000 sentences in a matrix of 2000 into 768. Instead of 2000 into 4 into 768, we are representing all 2000 sentences in a matrix of 2000 into 768. You can see we are doing a greater dimensionality reduction here. So here we are creating our function to create embeddings, and then here we are creating our embeddings for all the sentences. So guys, here we have taken like 20,000 sentences because we have limited RAM and GPU here. We don't have unlimited RAM, and if you have a high-end system, you can select a different size of a different number of sentences here. But here I'm going with only 20,000 sentences. So here we are creating embeddings for all those sentences. So after that, here we are creating embedding for all the given examples. For example, this is realistic embedding. So these are the embeddings for these 2 sentences. So after that, we are calculating the cosine similarity between those sentences. You can see we have a 0.64 cosine similarity. So we are getting a good cosine similarity, that we are getting point greater than 0.5. So same thing we are doing for all of the classes, like we are calculating cosine similarity between all of the sentences here, and you can see we are getting good cosine similarity value here. So after that, here we are creating embeddings of all the given sentences, that are example sentences here. So we are done with embeddings of our sentences that are present in the data set, and here we are done with creating embeddings of the given example sentences. So after that, here we are calculating cosine similarity between those sentences. Then we are taking the label with the maximum cosine similarity here. Then here we are combining everything together. So for first sentence we have label realistic, for second we have investigative, third we have a social, and so on. So here we are done with our part 1 of the project, that to read the data and to put label. And the part 2 says create a data frame by combining 3 sentences with their labels. So we are doing permutation here, and this function will go through our previous data set and create our new data set. You can see this sentence is created by combining 3 sentences, and these are the labels. So this is our data set, this is our final data set, and we'll be building a classification model on this data set. So this is done, guys. We are done with part 2. So basically we are done with this one and we are done with this one. So now we need to build a multi-target classifier, because like we have multiple target labels. So after that, here we are just checking the length of the sentences we have here, and we are selecting maximum length. So we are doing this because we need to create fixed length vectors as an input to the BERT. So after that, here we are creating the target variables. So guys, here we are doing this because like for this sentence we have 3 labels, right? So realistic is present here, that's why realistic has 1. Investigative is present here, that's why investigative has 1. And rest tables are not present. You can see artistic is not present, that's why it has 0 and 0. And enterprising is present, that's why it has 1. And convention, we don't have convention here, that's why it is 0. So after that, we'll be creating a BERT classifier, that is, we'll be using BERT for classification task. And for that, we need to process our text data. So here we're creating a function that will read all the text data, and it will create input IDs, attention mark, and token type IDs that are required for BERT. So here it is creating all those things, you can see. Then after that, here we're creating our target variables, you can see here. So guys, if you go to the BERT research paper, and if you go to this page, we need to find out the embedding of CLS token, and we need to take that for classification task. So we'll be building our BERT model according to that. So here we are setting up some hyperparameters, you can see. Then here input IDs, attention mark, token type IDs, we have already created those, you can see here. Then after that, after creating the BERT embedding, we are taking only embedding of CLS token, because that is required for the classification task. So after that, we are adding these layers to do the classification. We have multiple targets, that's why we have created multiple layers here. So after that, here we are combining everything and we are compiling our model. So you can see guys, here we are taking 20% as validation split. Then here we are training our model. So after training our model, here we are doing our prediction, you can see. So after prediction, this is our final result data frame. So guys, here we are done with the project. So this is the approach I have taken. So if you have any better solution, please mention them. Mention the solution in the comment section. And if you find an issue with my code, please mention those also, so that I won't make the same mistakes again. So guys, another thing here I must say, like our model is giving same values for each and every sentence, you can see. I don't know why, I am still trying to figure that out. And if you find the solution for this also, please mention them in the comment section. And I'm still trying to find out. If I find the solution, I'll also share. But for now, this is our model, and this is our approach to build a text classifier without training data. Also guys, go to this page. I got this idea of doing text classification without training data from him. So please check this article. This is a good article, and I got to know about this article from a friend. So she helped me a lot in this project. So guys, you can check her profile also, and she has amazing notebooks. You can go through them. So okay then, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.